I don't know if you watched Thursday Night Football last night. And I promise I'm going to move into the Colts game. But, I got to set the stage first. I don't know if you watched Thursday Night Football last night. But the Rams looked like an entirely different team against a good Vikings team, right? Like the Rams were 2-4, coming off 3 straight games where they didn't score more than 20 points. And then last night, against a good Vikings defense, they scored 30 points. Okay? And the answer as to why this happened is obvious. It's because Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp returned to the lineup. Now they're 3-4 with a real chance at not only making the playoffs, but winning their division, right? Like they're 1 game out of first place. Seahawks currently hold, the lead in that division, and the Rams play them twice going forward. Okay, so they're finally healthy, and they look like a much better football team because of that. And then staying out west, the 49ers are currently 3-4 on the year. And it's not because their roster isn't good. It's because Christian McCaffrey hasn't played all year. And now Brandon Ayuk's out for the rest of the year. And Deebo Samuel's missed some time. And they're just really banged up. And they're dealing with injuries. And injuries are the most important aspect of any sport in any game. The Pacers made it to the Eastern Conference Finals last year, in part because other teams got hurt while they mainly stayed healthy. Obviously, Mathurin got hurt, missed the rest of the year with the torn labrum. Halliburton got hurt late against the Celtics. But the point still stands. Injury plays a major role in every game for every team in every single sport. Move it over to baseball. Imagine if Garrett Cole got hurt for the Yankees and didn't play in the postseason. They probably wouldn't be in the World Series, right? Which starts tonight, by the way. Okay, and I say all that, I bring up all these examples of injuries to talk about the Colts and the fact that they're 5.5-point underdogs against the Texans on Sunday, and that number doesn't feel right with all of the injuries that Houston is dealing with, while the Colts are continuing to get healthier. That line should be closer to 2.5, in my opinion. Okay, the Texans have several starters on IR. That includes their best receiver in Nico Collins. Then, when you look at their injury report for the week, as of yesterday, they've got 4 starting defenders who didn't practice. The Texans are not healthy. Then you compare that to the Colts. They're getting healthy. Everyone listed on the injury report for the Colts this week was a full participant, except for 2 guys, Jannard Avery and Jalen Carleys. Those are 2 guys that normally don't play a ton when the starters are healthy. The Colts currently appear to be the healthier team heading into this game. And that's a big deal because in the NFL, the team that wins, the Super Bowl, definitely, but just in general, it's not always the better team. Usually it's just the healthier team. And for the Colts, having DeForest Buckner and Jonathan Taylor return the action this week would be huge for them. The Colts need DeForest Buckner back with how bad this defense has been. This is one of the best defensive tackles in the NFL. That's what he's been these past few years. Okay, he was a full participant in practice yesterday. He's clearly progressing in a positive direction, and getting him back would be a huge boost for this Colts defense. Okay, and so would having Jonathan Taylor, right? He would provide a huge boost to this Colts offense. He was a full participant in practice yesterday. He's coming off that high ankle sprain. And look, if these 2 guys come back, the Colts are significantly better. These are 2 of the best players on the Colts roster. DeForest Buckner makes that defense better. Jonathan Taylor undoubtedly makes this offense better. Okay, and so getting those guys back, plus EJ Speed and the other guys who have been out missing games, would be huge, especially if the Texans are going to miss some of their more important players. Okay, the healthier team, which the Colts seem to be as of right now, always has a chance to win. Okay, so the Colts, they're going to have an opportunity to win this game on Sunday just because they're healthier. Here's the thing, though. If you want to say, Jonathan, that all makes sense. But the Texans have the better quarterback. I cannot argue that. Okay, CJ Stroud, even though he's coming off of a bad game against Green Bay, is clearly the better quarterback. And the team with the better quarterback always has a chance to win. So something has to give here. Okay, and I don't know how you fix injuries if you're Houston. And like that's going to play a role, but obviously so is Stroud. The thing though that gives me more hope about the Colts having a legitimate chance to win this game on Sunday is that the Houston Texans have struggled mightily to protect CJ Stroud all year. He's been sacked 20 times this year, which is the third most in the NFL. This is a Colts defensive line that is built to get after the quarterback. Chris Ballard has made that clear. That's why he's drafted an edge rusher in the first round, what feels like every single year since he's shown up. Okay, and the Colts got after CJ Stroud in week 1. They sacked him 4 times and they hit him another 10 times. Okay, so out of the 32 dropbacks that CJ Stroud had in week 1 against the Colts, he got hit in some capacity on 14 of them. Okay, now this Colts defensive line, it's not entirely healthy, right? Tyquan Lewis is still on IR. DeForest Buckner returning from injury. He might be on a snap count. But either way, the Colts should still have enough guys with the depth, especially if DeForest Buckner is back, to impact how CJ Stroud plays on Sunday like they did in week 1. Okay, this is a great opportunity for this Colts defense to kind of change the narrative around their team. Gus Bradley came out this week during his press conference on Tuesday, and he said that he felt like they have corrected some of the defensive issues that they've had throughout the year, and they have an opportunity to really prove that on Sunday, because I'm sorry, but holding the Titans to 17 points and holding the Tyler Huntley-led and Tim Boyle-led Dolphins to 10 points doesn't exactly prove to me that you've gotten better. Sorry, it just doesn't. So this Colts defense has an opportunity to show how much they've improved throughout the year. Now, obviously, even if the defense plays well, the offense has to show up too. And with Jonathan Taylor hopefully coming back, even if he's on, a snap count, this offense is going to be better because Jonathan Taylor is the Texan killer. He's torn them up his entire career. In 7 games, he's rushed for just under 900 yards and 8 touchdowns with the yards per carry of 5.7. Jonathan Taylor eats the Houston Texans alive. And having him next to a guy in Anthony Richardson is a good thing for this Colts offense. Okay, those two guys together in the backfield is really tough to stop, especially when it comes to running the football, which is imperative for this Colts team because, as we all know, Anthony Richardson, not the most consistent passer in the world. If the Colts can run the ball consistently, which Jonathan Taylor's playing seems like a real possibility, then they're going to be harder to beat. Okay, but the NFL is not a running league. The NFL, you better be able to throw the football if you're going to win games. So we all know what this is going to come down to. Anthony Richardson has to play well. He doesn't have to be great, okay? With the Texans being injured, I don't think that their offense will be as prolific, and their defense has more injuries than their offense. So the Colts should find ways to move the football. Like, this isn't a week where I need Anthony Richardson to throw the ball 35 times for 320 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's not what the Colts need from him to win this game, especially if he runs the ball well like he did last week. He just has to do the thing that Colts fans have been begging for him to do. Okay? He just has to do the thing that has led to Colts fans calling for Joe Flacco to start games. He's just got to complete the 3rd and 4 out route to Josh Downs to keep drives alive. Okay? Look, I don't expect him to convert every 3rd down, and I don't expect for Anthony Richardson to be pinpoint accurate on every play. Even Mahomes doesn't do that. But if he can just be a little bit more efficient on 3rd down, the Colts can convert 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, then the Colts are going to win this game. I have no doubt that the Colts are going to find a way to create some explosive plays in the passing game. They did that at an unbelievable level in their week 1 matchup against Houston. And if Jonathan Taylor plays, then you got to load the box so that the Colts get run the ball and all those fun things. Okay? So they're going to create and hopefully hit on a couple big plays. The question is, can Anthony Richardson make the layups? That's the question. And that's the question for the Colts going into every game that they play, no matter who they're playing. Okay, so if he can do that, the Colts are going to win, but that's not a given. Okay, I like the Colts' chances to win this game, given how much healthier they are than Houston. But I'm taking the Texans to win. They have the better quarterback. And when I don't know who to pick, I'm taking the team with the better quarterback. I think CJ Stroud is going to make a couple extra plays that Anthony Richardson won't, and that'll be the difference. Even though I like the Texans to win, I like the Colts to cover. Texans win 24-20.